Hello everyone, welcome to this week's episode of Mental Magic. I want you to know that when you turn on the news and you see all of the suffering all over the world, the reason for these latent, which means dormant abilities in mankind, these psychic abilities, the law of attraction, the reason for these abilities, the law, is to use them to work to ease the unnecessary suffering of all beings on our planet. That's why. So you don't feel so helpless. What can you do where you are? This. So let's get started. This is Mental Magic number 7 of 2023. You hear us talk about these intelligent powers in nature and humans in the Unfolding Consciousness series. You also hear in the objects of the Theosophical Society or Theosophy, which is the investigation of the unexplained laws or hidden mysteries of nature and the psychic powers latent, meaning dormant in man. So instead of just introducing these to people like all of these law of attraction channels do, I'm here to help explain what they are, why they're here, okay, and how we need to use them, stressing your responsibility, which seems to be completely lacking in all of the other channels. So I'm here just because I feel this is a responsibility, and it works, okay, just like steam or electricity. It works. So, or explosives, as he says. So this is Mental Magic number 7. Last week, we took a break from reading the text and I shared with you a very powerful success story. I have some more about how I use this half-ass and how it works. So now we're going to whole-ass it, actually. So it's the law of Kriya Shakti, thought power. And I've used it also to manifest a home that we could not afford at all. And that was in 2014. I'll share that coming up. Just remember, this works. Please, please, please manifest wisely. All right. I want to welcome our new viewers. Hi, Mark and Flavia and Ulfat. Welcome. This channel is not heaving with millions of views. There's not a lot of you here. It's an intimate crowd is what we call it. It's an intimate crowd. Some would say quiet, but that means you get my full attention. So it's an honor to be here with you. Okay. Know that your thoughts create your reality. We're all doing it right now, subconsciously, passively right now. We are creating our reality. Our lives are a reflection of the state of our minds. You've heard that. That's not just word salad. It's true. So each week we read through the book, which is called The Secret of Mental Magic by William Walker Atkinson. And if you missed the first few videos, go back and watch those. You can actually read the book and study it with us. So this is the who, what, where, and why. So take a look at those. And for those returning, let's get to it. We are on page 29. And remember, I massage Atkinson's text a little bit so it flows easier and it's not just strictly of that time period, but I don't change the context. So here we go. I am now reading as Atkinson. Mental states, not thoughts. The entire subject of mental magic rests upon the fact that mental states may be transferred from one mind to another. You will notice that I say mental states instead of thoughts. I do this purposely because I hold that most powerful phrases of mental action do not rise to the plane of thought, but are far from elementary in nature. Remember, I am reading as Atkinson here. All right. So they belong to the feeling or emotional plane of mind. Remember, feeling is the secret, Neville Goddard. And I believe that the real force has more to do with desire than with just thought. Now, I will bring out these points as I proceed. Mentative energy, the real force. Energy, mentative. At this point, I wish to only call attention to the fact that there is a something, some kind of force that is generated and then passed from one mind to another. There is an energy and a force conveying mental states, feelings, emotions, thoughts, etc. with it. So it carries those with them. Now, what is this something? We do not know, he says, but we recognize that it is. It exists and we recognize its effects and we see that it's a real something. We may not understand its ultimate nature, just what it is, but we know it is. It exists and we have a right to name it. So what shall we call it, he says? What name best fits its characteristics? You can call it what you like, but I propose calling it mentative energy. Some people call it telepathy. And the stream of current of this energy, he's going to call mentative currents, okay? You're going to need these as we go through these lessons. And the process of its affecting other minds, either by personal influence or mentative currents, he's going to call mentative induction. induction, and the act of producing this energy he shall call mentation. So let's examine these for a moment. He says, my terms of expression. You're going to notice that all of these terms arrive from the word mentation. So what does mentation mean? He says, I'll show you. The first part of the word comes from Latin, which is mentis, meaning the mind, like mental. And the second part, ation, is a suffix meaning acting. So the word mentation means mind in action. Then consequently, we have the following definitions. Okay, these are important. Mentation, meaning mental activity. Mentative, meaning related to mental activity. Mentate means to manifest mental activity. Mentator, one who mentates. Mentative energy, the energy arising from mental activity. Now stay with me, stay right here. We're going to explain all these. Mentative current is a stream or a current of mentative energy. Mentative induction. Now induction means to bring something about, to influence. So get to know these terms thoroughly. They're going to be used throughout these lessons. The term mentative current will be readily understood. The word mentative, he's defined that. The word current, this is kind of just obvious, means a passing flow or a stream. Now, mentative induction here, the term mentative induction will be readily understood by those who are familiar with the phenomena of electricity. Now, all of us are familiar with electricity. Electricity rules our world. The word induction comes from the word induce, which means to influence. In electrical science, the word induction is used in the sense of the process whereby one body possessing magnetic or electrical properties reproduces that property in another body without direct contact. Now, I'm going to read that again. It's important. We're in the lessons now. Let's pay attention. In electrical science, the word induction is used in the sense of the process whereby one body possessing magnetic or electrical properties reproduces that property in another body without direct contact. Okay? In textbooks on physics, a simple experiment is when students illustrate magnetic induction. This is how it works. A magnet is placed so its poles project over the edge of a table upon which it rests. An iron nail or steel needle is held a little distance below the magnet so that it will not actually touch. It's not going to touch it, but it's going to be near enough to be magnetized by induction. That is, without touching the magnet directly. The nail or the needle will have an induced property of magnetism, pay attention, stay with me, produced by the current from the magnet, and will support another nail or needle by direct contact. This induced magnetism renders the nail or needle a magnet, possessing all the properties of the original magnet so long as the current flows. Okay? And just as a magnet may communicate its properties by induction, so may an electrified body communicate electrical states in another body without actual contact. The textbooks are full of examples to illustrate this law. The theory accepted by science, and again, this is written almost 120 years ago, is that the induction is the action of the electrical current through the ether, through the air, through the space by waves of vibration. Atkinson continues, and I hold that just as the vibratory waves of magnetism and electricity pass through the ether and produce similar properties in other bodies by means of induction, now that means influence without touching, so do the vibratory waves of mentative energy pass from one mind through the ether and by induction, which is influence without touching, set up similar mental states in the minds of other people within the field of induction. Now we're going to see many evidences of this as we go through these lessons. We're going to be able to prove this to ourselves as we move forward. And this law, as Atkinson writes, is as real as steam, electricity, or explosives. And it works for all. It doesn't matter who you are. If you are a good person, if you are an evil person, it works. Remember, Nikola Tesla said, everything is energy. Everything is energy. If you want to find the secrets of the universe, think in terms of energy, frequency, and vibration. All right? Remember that, right? So selfish and cruel, if you're selfish and cruel, this will work. It's working right now. Many selfish and cruel people are using this. But if you're good and kind and compassionate, you can do this to help ease the unnecessary suffering of all beings. And that's why I'm teaching this to you. This is a study in mental magic, thought power, Kriya Shakti. This is part of the intelligent powers in nature and humans. In the Unfolding Consciousness series, we talk about that. And in the Objects of Theosophy, we talk about the investigation of the unexplained laws of nature, the hidden mysteries of nature, and the psychic powers that are latent, dormant in man. Why are they there? Why do we want them? Many people are here for selfish reasons, but some of you will want to use them for good. There is too much suffering on our planet. We can use these to help improve our life here on planet Earth. Yes, you can create the life that you want, but you can go past that and you can create goodness and peace with these abilities. So if you wish to use this universal law to improve the world, great. That's what I'm suiting up and showing up for. It is so desperately needed in the world of today. There is darkness in high places, and they are using this to control the masses. But we can do something different. So I'm trusting that you're here for the right reasons. And I'm teaching this to you so you know how to use it. Please use it responsibly. I love you. Thank you for being here with me this week, and I'll see you next.